Shalom Yahbashim Yahushai Brekdown to the brothers, Yahushua Bashim Yahushai to the sisters. I'm priest and officer of 5,000 Abun, holding down Monday scripture breakdown class until 12. Jeremiah Hyman makes his arrival. If you have any questions for him, type it in the chat. Questions for General Hyman, type it in the chat. If you can hear and see me, press 1. If you can hear and see me, press 1. All right? Let's get it on. Type your questions in. All right? All right, type your questions in, and we'll hold it down, Lord allow, until he arrives, if you will arrive for class today. Again, type your questions in. Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, as we all know, is the home of the truth. Hebrew Israelites, so-called Hebrew Israelites, or the Israelites, according to the Bible, are becoming the next hot topic on this earth within, social media platforms, spaces, what have you. So if you could like, share, subscribe to the channel. I believe this is what, One West Isupk online classes? Come. All right. Do you have any questions? Any questions online? Nice. All right. We don't have any questions online. I'm going to go into my topics. Today I'm going to cover Christmas. Obviously, the live that Christmas is. All right. We're going to New Year's, the live that is as well. None of our New Year's resolutions that we make as Blacks, Latinos, and First Nations will be kept, will be followed. The only resolution that can be made, that can be ironclad, is the resolution to change your life. Put down sin and folly and come into the truth. Become a man, a woman of God. The person the Most High wants you to be. Not the person this world wants you to be, because as we can see, there's no integrity in this world. Okay? Friends telling on friends, right? More adultery occurring yesterday than in a damn orgy in the Vatican City, Officer Udiah. More extortion going on yesterday. More suckers increasing their credit card debt yesterday, all right, than in World War II, than in damn war, all right? Shuttling billions of dollars to Ukraine. Meanwhile, dummies here in America are shuttling billions into Jeff Bezos's pocket, into other rich e-commerce cats' pockets, all right? Again, if you have questions, type your questions in. Questions, type your questions in. If you have questions, all right? We're going to go to Leviticus 23rd chapter. As you all know, the feasts of the Lord are listed in the Bible. They're listed plain as day in the Bible, and I still haven't found Christmas in the Bible. You look at it through a microscope, all right? Get a lawyer to look at it. Maybe there's some legalese we missed. Maybe there's some fine print that we missed. We haven't missed any of that here in the Isupk since 1969. Nowhere in the Bible does it say, number one, to celebrate Christ's birthday. Number two, nowhere in the Bible does it say to celebrate Christmas or to erect a tree in your house. In fact, God said, the Most High said in Jeremiah, the 10th chapter, that erecting a tree, all right, in your house to worship it or to bow down to it and flame yourself to it is a vain custom. It's a worthless custom. Santa Claus never paid your rent. Did Santa Claus clear your credit card debt, your consumer debt? Did Santa Claus cancel student loans? Did Santa Claus win the war in Ukraine? Right? They talk about Santa Claus giving gifts. Did Santa Claus give Ukraine a gift, Udiah? Did he install a new missile system for Ukraine? Hell no. Santa Claus is worthless. What's going on, brother? Santa Claus didn't do a damn thing for the Ukrainians, and he sure as hell didn't do a damn thing for Blacks, Latinos, and First Nations. All right, let's get into it. It's Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 2, speak unto the children of Israel and say unto them, concerning the feasts of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, even these are my feasts. These are the feasts that the Lord had ordained. I repeat, these are the feasts that the Lord had ordained. And when you read on in Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, nowhere in that chapter does it mention erect a tree, wear an ugly Christmas sweater with a woman that's cheating on you, and with your bratty kids, they're going to beat someone to death here in Philadelphia, or run into a Wawa, break the Wawa, flip the Wawa on his head, and steal everything out of the damn Wawa. Imagine that, Udiah. Kids in Philadelphia don't deserve a goddamn gift at all. They need discipline, man. They need structure. They need the truth. And your woman sure as hell doesn't need a gift. Running up and down social media, acting bad, showing her tail up and down social media 364 days a year, begs you, asks a gift for you. Oh, okay. You hand the gift. Oh, man. Oh, you messing the mic up?
It's good now.
I didn't touch the mic. All right, what I just said. But anyway, police officer, 5,000 a buck, holding down the class.
So they heard that. You just recently lost that.
It was recently. All right. What I said was Santa Claus is worthless. He's not real. Because if Santa Claus was real, you know what he'd do? He'd go install the missile defense system in Ukraine. Doesn't Ukraine need a gift? They need a gift right now, right? They're facing the Russians, the bear, all right? The former Soviet Union, trying not to get absorbed into the Russian Empire. They could use a gift. Santa Claus didn't come on a sleigh and drop down a new missile defense system for Ukraine. You know why? Because he's not real. There is no fat white man, this fat oppressor, coming down your non-existent chimney, our non-existent chimneys in the hood, to hand gifts and drink milk and eat cookies. All right? Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, explicitly states which holidays we should and should not observe. And these holidays are great. You know? These holidays are great. All right? I haven't seen an outbreak of STDs during these high holy days, Yediah. Right. I haven't seen a string of robberies and packages being stolen, right, off the front porch during these holidays, during the Passover, right, during the Feast of Hanukkah, the Feast of Dedication. You can leave anything in the school. It'll be right here when you come back. Right. We are not thieves in here, nor do we condone thieves. Thieves are disgusting, man. It's a violation of God's laws. Right. I can't say the same about your Christmas party. Leave some in leave your girl at your Christmas party, at the Christmas party if you want to. Salakia. No, brother. Leave your woman at a worldly Christmas party if you want to. She won't be yours anymore. She'll be ours. Salakia, not mine, of course. So I don't go. But she'll be the community's. Okay? She'll be communal after that. Those are the terrible, evil, and wicked things that happen during their satanic holidays. Compare that with our holidays. If you haven't been to a Passover, you're going to get full experience of eating and drinking with the priests and prophets of God. You're going to experience and see how wonderful that is. Like I say, you can leave anything in the school. Gold bar, a paddock, you know what I mean? An AP, whatever. A Lamborghini, fall in the school. It'll stay here until its owner comes and collects it. So we're not thieves in here, man. I can't say the same about Christmas. I can't say the same about New Year's. Whole strings of robberies going on across Philadelphia because some fool is trying to fulfill the lust of some evil woman. I want this and I want that when he can't afford it. And that's why you have an increase in crime during this time of year, which is what they've noted. All right. Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, explicitly lists the feasts of God. Let me get Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha. Let's turn to Ecclesiasticus chapter 33, verse 7. If you have questions, type your questions in. Don't be shy. If you have questions, type your questions in. Let's have all your questions. Let's get them answered. Let's solve the mysteries of the world, of the universe, what have you, and life here on earth. All right, as we do in the Isupk. Right. Any questions online? All right. In Ecclesiasticus chapter 33, verse 7.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 33, verse 7. Why doeth one day excel another, when as all the light of every day in the year is of the sun?
Why doth one day excel another? Why is one day better than another? Truly, they have it right in America and in these false religions. They have one thing right in the sense that there are some days that are holy, that are hallowed, that are set apart from others. But why? What makes this day greater than these other days? Read on.
Verse 8. By the knowledge of the Lord they were distinguished, and he altered seasons and feasts.
Every day the sun rises and the sun sets. So what sets apart one day from another? The knowledge of the Lord. What God said. That's what establishes the holidays. What establishes the holidays is not what Macy's says. It's not what Jeff Bezos says. It's not what, your pastor says. Your pastor's a damn liar as well. Christian church is the house of Satan. And so is that coke snorting, little children, molesting Catholic Church. The Catholic Church have been shown to be nothing but pedophiles across the damn earth, man. Across this entire planet Earth. He gets up, wipes the residue of cocaine from his nose and says, oh, Santa Claus, December 25th, he's gonna give you gifts if you're naughty or nice. What the hell happened to the naughty or nice thing, Yediah? Back when I was a kid, in Christmas, you got a bag of coals, right? They would at least put that on TV. They removed that. The Grinch isn't even out anymore. I guess we're the only Grinch now. Okay, ISUBK, we'll have to take that place as the Grinch of the earth. Go ahead.
Mrs. Claus when I was a kid. Then it got rid of Mrs. Claus. Now Santa Claus got a whole Oh, Mr. Claus.
Oh boy. Now, brother. Rainbow claws. Oh boy. Okay. Back in the day, there was a Grinch, and you had to at least act like you were a good person, right? Around December 25th. Now all that is gone. Do whatever the hell you want, say whatever you want on social media, and guess what? Everybody's going to get a gift on December 25th. Everyone. It incentivizes terrible behavior, and it is why we as a people continue in this cycle. You know, the school to prison pipeline, the cycle of violence, black on black crime. None of those things stop because there's no incentive to stop. You get my point? Like, these things keep happening, murders keep happening, yet every December 25th, for whatever reason, we reward each other with gifts. That shouldn't be done. What we should do is give each other the truth. And that's what the priests and prophets of the Isupk have done. Sacrificed our lives, valuable time in our lives, to give you the greatest gift you could ever give. A gift Santa Claus could never give you, man. A gift a bunch of goddamn reindeer could never give you. You want to see reindeer? Go take a flight 6 hours north. Go 6 hours north on this continent. You can see some damn reindeer. Hunt them, kill them, eat them. They're delicious. And they're lawful too. Caribou, reindeer, all that up there in Alaska and in northern Canada. They can't do a damn thing for you, and they can't fly either. All right? That the gift that the prophets of God have to give, that gift is priceless. That gift saves your life. That gift ends drug addiction. That gift ends adultery. That gift ends friends turning on each other. That gift ends snitching, or the need to snitch anyway. Why? Because we won't be committing crimes. The knowledge of the Lord is what establishes these days. You compare the Passover, those of you that are coming in to celebrate your first Passover, all right, firstly, I congratulate you. Secondly, what I want you to do at the Passover is compare the actions of the Passover with Thanksgiving. You with your family Thanksgiving versus the Passover. You with your family in New Year's and your friends, your homies, whatever, in New Year's versus your associates, you know, versus us, like us at the Passover. Are we still on? Because I've been tapping the table a little bit. You still hear us? All right, if you can hear and see me, press 1. If you can hear and see, press 1. Let's get those ones in the chat here again. All right. So I think I bumped into the mic earlier. Hopefully everyone can hear me. I know everyone can see me. Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, live Monday scripture breakdown class. Again, I'm Priest Officer 5000 Abun, holding it down for 12 Shield General Muhammad. If you have questions, type your questions in. Lord allow, we'll get them answered. All right, continue reading.
Conference 9. Some of them have he made high days.
Some of these days, he made high days. I need some pastor, some Buddhist monk, some Shaolin monk. I need him to get out of the lotus position, take that toga off, come fly to Philadelphia, and explain to us where it lists the Buddha in the Bible. Show me where it lists Christmas in the Bible. Father McGillicuddy, he needs to leave those little, he needs to get off the little boys, take a flight from the Vatican over here to the States, and explain to us why his followers are celebrating Christmas when he claims to be the vicar of Christ. Yediah, show me where Christ celebrated his birthday. And also, what I'm going to do right now, let's do that right now. I'm going to show you Christ wasn't born December 25th. Hold Ecclesiasticus. Let's go to Luke, the 2nd chapter. All right, because the earth has lied to you and stated that today is Jesus Christ's birthday. Today is the birth of our Lord and Savior. When that's impossible. There's no way he was born on December 25th. From the simple fact that December 25th, you know, back then isn't the same day that it is now. You get my point? Let's say he was born December 25th, thousands of years ago. By all accounts, they were on a different calendar. So December 25th, whatever that was then, isn't December 25th now. Like these fools that believe in astrology, Yediah, the astrology signs are based on the patterns the astrology signs are based on how the sky looked 2,000 years ago. So everyone that says they're a Libra, they're actually not. They're the next month. These dummies don't even know that. No one has the right astrology sign. If you have an astrology sign, you have a friend who goes by an astrology sign, it's not the correct sign. They're all lying, all of them. The calendar or the signs corresponding to the months that you see everywhere on Twitter, that's from 2,000 years ago. It jumped a month in the span of 2,000 years, but no one knows that. Why? Because we're trained to be dummies here in America. I'm going to show you that Christ wasn't born on December 25th. Take me to Luke, the 2nd chapter. Let's go to verse 1. The brother in the back can read it when you have it, all right? It's Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. It's before John and after Mark, all right? Luke, the 2nd chapter. Can you get me a paper towel, Yediah? Do we have any water as well or no? Okay, please do.
Luke chapter 2, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed.
There went out a decree, brother, from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. What does this sound like? This sounds like the taxes you get today, which 98% of them are nonsense. You understand? Why are you getting charged for water? It falls from the damn sky. There's a water cycle, which means it doesn't run out. Let me get a little bit. Water. It falls from the sky. Why are you paying for it? You know what I mean? Water falls from the sky. It should be something that's free. Many other things. Heat. You can heat. You can use wood to heat things. You just put fireplaces in homes, and people will just go get their own wood. Especially in a state like Pennsylvania, it's literally named Penn's Wood. That's what it means. You're surrounded by trees, yet for whatever reason in Philadelphia, Negroes have to pay for heat, which is insane. That's their spirit, to tax you. In the Bible, taxes are very rare, or additional charges for the government, for the rulers of the people, the priests. It's listed here. You can clearly see when people were taxed, when people had to pay a fee, if you will, when people were counted. All right, for certain purposes, you had to leave a shekel by the door, by the tabernacle. I'm loosely paraphrasing that. The tax we all know of is 10%. That's it. Flat tax, 10% of your income, whatever you make. Nothing more, nothing less. The billionaire pays 10%. The guy sweeping downtown, the city works people, the SEPTA people, pays 10%. That's it. But these devils, these thieves will tax you into oblivion, and tax regular people. Everyday people. Like Christmas is great for Bezos. Christmas is great for George Soros, Sleepy Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Volodymyr Zelensky. Did you see the Christmas gift he got? That devil, Volodymyr Zelensky is the president of Ukraine. There's a war in Ukraine. That devil came to Washington, D.C., and they cheered him on like a whore cheers on a pimp. It's insane. You should see some of the pictures in the video. That fool walked in there and got the biggest Christmas gift, I think, on the planet. Bigger Christmas gift than we got. He got $45 billion right before Christmas. But when any of us ask for reparations, oh my gosh, no. Shaniqua, we can't pay for that. That's too much money. You need to go and go back to your neighborhood. Dance. We'll give one of you a rap contract. That's your reparations. We'll let one of you join a professional, athletic league. That'll be your reparations. Negroes ask for reparations. You would think we're asking for the nuclear codes. You would think we're asking for a nuclear weapon. You would think we're trying to set up the Confederate States of Negrodom. Meanwhile, they're getting billions and billions of dollars truckloaded over there in Ukraine. Weapons truckloaded over there in Ukraine. That's what they do, man. They tax. They're oppressors. All right, read on.
Verse 2. And this tax was first made when Quirinius was governor of Syria.
Read on.
Verse 3. And all went to be taxed, everyone into his own city.
All went to be taxed, everyone into his own city. When was the tax season? When is the tax season here in America? Who knows?
March, April.
Springtime, right? It's a springtime. Why is that the case? Because here in the Roman Empire, and what you just read, is that everyone went to his own city. This is before, Tesla and Uber and American Airlines. You had to walk from wherever the hell you were back to your home city. It's very hard to do in the winter in the middle of Europe. It's freezing cold. So it would have had to have been during a time where the weather was favorable for that long of a journey. This was during the springtime. All right, keep that in mind. Read on.
Verse 4. And Joseph also went up from Galilee out of the city of Nazareth into Judea unto the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and lineage of David. He was of the house of
lineage of David, which means what about him? The brother reading. Go ahead.
They come from the same family as David.
As David. Who else comes from the lineage of David? Jesus Christ. When the world calls Jesus Christ Yahushua in the Hebrew, which means what about these two men, Joseph and Yahushua?
Both Israelites.
Both Israelites. What would their relationship be then? Joseph is the what of Christ?
Lineage.
Father. Explicitly, it's a father. This is one of the precepts you can use to prove that the one the world calls Christ, Yahweh, was not born through immaculate conception. It says elsewhere in John, is this not the father of Joseph? Go ahead, Yudai.
I have that. John chapter 1 and verse 45. Philip findeth Nathanael and saith unto him, we have found him of whom Moses in the law and the prophets did write, Jesus of Nazareth, the son of Joseph.
Son of who?
The son of Joseph.
Immaculate conception?
The son of Joseph.
The son of Joseph, not the immaculate conception. You understand? Christ's father was Joseph, and Christ was born not on December 25th. Christ was born, as we're going to see here in this passage. He was born during the tax season, which is the springtime. You can look it up for Rome. It was in around March, April, and here today in the daughter of Rome. All right, so they speak. America also. March, April, springtime. Read on.
Verse 5. To be taxed with Mary is espoused wife, being great with child.
His espoused wife. For time's sake, brother, they had already committed the act which made them husband and wife. That act being sex, not a ring or a piece of paper. It doesn't say anywhere here in the New Testament that Joseph and Mary ran down to, what is it, the justice of the peace? Ran down to whatever courthouse you go to get the marriage contract that you're going to break in 2 years anyway. It doesn't say they went down to that office and got that contract. They had sex, all right? And through that sex, they were together. When it says his espoused wife, what it means is they did not have the formal gathering and the formal ceremony the Israelites had at this time. The marriage ceremonies that you see in the world, part of it, not all of it, but part of it's from the Bible in that, you had to go to a woman's father at this time, and then still here today. You go to a woman's father, pay the dowry. When the dowry was paid, then you would have essentially was a party similar to weddings today. That's really where they get it from, where the Christian church got it from, the Bible. They would have gatherings, and in that gathering, you would, during the time of the party, what have you, you would go in, you would lay down with her, you would come out with a bloody sheet to show that this woman was intact when you got her, and she's yours now. And she would be handed to the father as proof that this woman was not a whore before you found her and everything was intact. All right, in case you wanted to accuse her later. That's part of what that was for. Go ahead.
Is a spouse, would that be considered engagement?
Yes, they were engaged, but they had already, what needs to be understood is that they already had the act of sex. Someone look up espoused for me. Yudai, can you look that up? You need the Zondervans?
Yeah.
Got it? Okay. Read on.
Verse 6. And so it was that while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered.
The days were accomplished that she should be delivered. During those days, what days was that? Those were the days of the Roman tax season, all right, which is the springtime, not December 25th. December 25th isn't even in the damn Bible. So where did they get the idea that Christ was born on December 25th? I'll show you where they got it. They got it from the worship of a pagan god known as Mithras. What you need to understand about Christmas is that Christmas is not celebrating or commemorating the birth of Christ. Christmas is celebrating the birth of their deities or their pagan gods, one of which being the god of the sun, if you will, the sun god. All right, I'm going to show you that here in a second. Did you get the definition yet, Udai? Yeah, just look up just a general definition should be fine. It should be sufficient. When you have it, you can call it out.
Compound espouse. It's like espouse. Adopt or support a cause, belief, or way of life, or to marry.
To marry, espouse. And they were already married. Just they didn't have the ceremony.
So a spouse means to marry.
That's what it says, right, Udai?
Right, marry.
So the spouse meaning to marry, they had sex. That was being a spouse.
Right.
Was having sex.
They were together. That's what makes a marriage.
Right. But being a spouse actually was having sex, right? That's what a spouse means.
The act, meaning they were together. But can you look up espoused in the blue letter as well? Just give her more complete definition.
Yeah, would we consider engagement to today, would that be considered?
I would compare it to engagement, meaning they already committed the act, did what's important in a marriage, as often people that are engaged do the same thing.
But it's
they
they
just-
planning to get married, so that would be considered the spouse.
Exactly,
Because they were planning to get married, they already had the act.
exactly. Exactly. She was promised to be with him because of the act that they committed. They didn't have the official ceremony. Yeah, that's correct. Let me get Christmas. Bear with me 1 second. 1 second. All right, Christmas. This is from the New International Dictionary of the Christian Church. Again, this excerpt is from the New International Dictionary of the Christian Church, page 223, and it reads, December 25th was the date of the Roman pagan festival inaugurated in 274 AD as the birthday of the unconquered sun, which at the winter solstice begins to show an increase in light. It's the worship of the sun. Around this time, it's some of the darkest days of the year, and so idiots, people without the truth, would worship the sun because they thought, since we're in such dark days, and now after this day it gets brighter and brighter and brighter, we should give the worship or the praise to the sun. You shouldn't do that. You should praise the Most High. You give me that in Ecclesiasticus 43. Yadai, can you give me Ecclesiasticus 43 in verse? 1 second. Yeah, Ecclesiasticus chapter 43 and verse 2. Dummies will worship the sun, but what the wise did is they worship the Most High, because the Most High put that together, those constellations together. But these fools worship the sun and will do all manner of wickedness on this day. I'm going to continue reading on. Bear with me 1 second. Lost my spot.
Ecclesiasticus, what's that?
43 and 2. When you have it, just hold it real quick. I'll let you know. December 25th was the date of the Roman pagan festival inaugurated in 274 as the birthday of the unconquered sun, which at the winter solstice begins again to show an increase in light. Sometime before 336, the church in Rome, under Constantine's control, unable to stamp out this pagan festival, spiritualized it as the feast of the nativity of the sun, spelled S-U-N, not S-O-N. That has nothing to do with Christ. They took the birth of the sun god, the pagan sun god, and mixed it with the birth of the sun, who they say is Jesus Christ, the Son of righteousness, who they say is Jesus Christ. They took these two together. Christ is born December 25th. When he is not born December 25th, he was born during the springtime. December is in the wintertime. All right? Hislop observes that Christmas was originally a pagan festival, is beyond all doubt. The time of year and the ceremonies with which it is still celebrated prove its origins. That's from the Two Babylons, page 93. The last part's from the Two Babylons, page 93. All right? Constantine enforced this blended form of Christianity and Mithraism on the empire. He outlawed the true Sabbath. All right? This fool moved the day of rest from Saturday to Sunday. All right? And enforced Sunday worship under penalty of death. And that's how Blacks, Latinos, and First Nations came to observe or worship Sunday under penalty of death, under the force of the sword. All right? Many of the natives of North, South, and Central America were forced under the sword by the vile and disgusting Roman Catholic Church to observe these holidays. And you have to take people back there. You have to remind people that this was a holiday that they forced the slaves and the so-called Indians, the Native Americans, to observe, to celebrate. I'm going to read to you a very, very telling excerpt about Christmas, which shows you the true spirit of Christmas. As I said before, since the beginning, Christmas is an oppressive holiday, man. There's nothing but death and destruction all across the streets of Philadelphia. Somebody got their head blown off in a hotel in Center City. Nowhere is safe in Christmas. There's a winter storm. People froze to death on the street of Buffalo. You walk in to go get meds. You face down in 3 feet of snow, frozen solid, a damn icicle. Okay, they had to come with flamethrowers, right, and shovels to come get you up. The Lord is not pleased with these holidays, man. And again, there's a terrible winter storm during this past holiday, and I think every year some tragedy happens. People have to begin to equate the two, or ask why do these things happen? Why is it that during these holidays terrible events happen? There's a mass shooting before every holiday. That shooting in Colorado, I believe that was right before Thanksgiving. You're going to hear about shootings in Chicago and in every major city here in America and across the Western world, across the world. Go ahead, you die.
I'm going to say this Christmas Eve, they had a shooting at the Mall of America in Minnesota.
A shooting at the Mall of America.
They had to lock the whole mall down.
Right. After the shooting, they said the damn kids went to go to Burger King after the murder. Just killed somebody, put somebody to death, and then went to Burger King. That's a Christmas spirit, man. Nothing but selfishness. Somebody wronged you, they got to go. They got to die by any means necessary. It doesn't matter whether it's right or wrong. That's the spirit of Christmas, man. Those kids had the Christmas demon on them, as do many here across this empire. Many people depressed, what have you, stealing, robbing, as I said before, getting more STDs than a damn so-called LGBTQ party in Spain with the damn monkeys. More STDs being passed around than in sub-Saharan Africa. You tell me this holiday's commemorating the birth of Christ. You tell me this holiday's set up by God. That's a damn lie, man. This holiday's set up. This holiday's set up by lust, man. This holiday's sponsored by STDs, crabs, syphilis, loves this holiday, gonorrhea. Christmas, ooh-wee, more people to infect. Okay? Christmas is a holiday for syphilis, all right? Not for the truth. Go ahead, you die.
They say it's the most wonderful time of the year.
Wonderful time of the year. For who? The crabs, AIDS, they having a good time. HIV, having a good time. Detectives having a good time. Detectives in Philly having a great time right now. We're overtime, double and triple overtime, you die, right? Morgue unit, working overtime, processing bodies. It's a great time of year for people to deal in death. I'm going to read an excerpt. Frederick Douglass? No, an account of two slaves, I believe, in and around Christmas. Not all enslaved African Americans view the holidays as a time of celebration and hope. Rather, Christmas served only to highlight their lack of freedom. As a young boy, Lewis Hughes was bought in December and introduced to his new household on Christmas Eve as a, quote, Christmas gift to the madam. You were the gift that was wrapped up, handed over. New buck, new madam, new heifer, right? She can cook, make biscuits, warm the bed. He's a carpenter. He can, pick cotton. He's very strong. We were the gifts. We were the gifts that were traded, bought and sold in Christmas. Christmas and New Year's was a terrible time for so-called black slaves in the South, and I imagine terrible time for slaves in the Caribbean as well, and for the natives who were forced to work in copper mines, etc., in South America. All right, they would have drinking contests as well. They could see who could get the most drunk, who could act the biggest fool, the biggest clowns. That sound familiar? Oh, you get a rap contest. Oh, the baby. Oh, you punch people in the face. Oh, wow. Let's give you a rap record. It seems like they promote the biggest dummies, the biggest fools to stardom. Was that one? Was that little girl that I think she's a Hamite too? The Ice Spice. Oh wow, you talk about nothing. Israel? Someone's Nigerian.
Think about tennis.
Huh?
Think about tennis.
I think she's Nigerian and Mexican. You don't look into that. This is what it said about her. Can we confirm or deny that? My brother. Can we confirm that? I can say that's strong accusation. So lock you. I'm gonna break. Anyway. Go ahead. You had your hand up.
I heard that too. I heard that she was
That's two. That's two. You die. Come on. Anyway, they'll promote some of us to talk about nothing, talk about nonsense, and they did that during the time of slavery. They had drinking contests, and whoever drank the most but didn't show that they were drunk, meaning whoever was most accustomed to drinking huge quantities of alcohol, they won a gift or an award. It didn't say what the award was, but on Monday or Tuesday, it was back to the damn plantations. All of these days have also been used to keep us asleep, if you will, to distract us from the terrible oppression that we were suffering. All right? But this young boy, Lewis Hughes, was bought and sold, traded. That's what happened to our ancestors on Christmas. When Peter Brunner tried to claim a Christmas gift from his master, he, quote, took me and threw me in the tan vat and nearly drowned me. Every time I made an attempt to get out, he would kick me back in again until I was almost dead. That's what happened. This brother was almost drowned. And this young boy was traded as a gift to the madam. Now the madam, right, and the master, they had a great time, right? New slave. What about his mom and dad? What about his family? What about his, it doesn't say how old he was. What if he was, it says young boy, what if he was 19? He had a woman. What about his woman? His people? Nobody gave a damn, and nobody gives a damn today. They promote Christmas and it being the most wonderful time of the year, but they know and can damn well see the amount of crime that occurs in these cities in Christmas and how many of us it affects, and they don't give a damn about it. Just like they didn't give a damn about what happened to the slaves during this time period. It's the same damn thing, man. It's the same thing. Now, instead of, slaves being bought and traded, new slaves are being introduced into the prison system right now and around this time because of the philosophies that they teach in Christmas to satisfy your own lust. Me, only about me. I have to satisfy this woman. I have to get my kids these gifts. If I don't get my kids these gifts, I'm not a good father. If I don't get my woman this gift, I don't really love her. I'm not a good person. Like I said before, you can give your woman a gift any day of the year if she's deserving of it. But to go and put a gun in someone's mouth to go and get that gift should show you that maybe this gift really isn't worth it. It's not worth losing your freedom. When you lose your freedom, your woman's she's not going to wait for you either. Okay? We damn well know that. All right? Go ahead.
So I want to know what excerpt was that?
I have to share the link, but you can Google slaves on Christmas. I have to share the exact source. All right? I can get it to you after the class. I don't have the book. I have the pages, page 13 and page 22, but I don't have the book listed here for whatever reason. But I'll share that with you, all right? All right. Any questions online?
Brother wanted to know, this might be something from behind him. He wanted to know the UPK stance on Amari Stoudemire.
Didn't he hit his daughter? Or allegedly hit his daughter?
Yeah, he hit his daughter.
Didn't you guys go over that last week in the Black Watch? It was titled, wasn't it? You guys put it in the title. You didn't get to it?
Lies.
Okay, just wait till Thursday for that one. All right, for the official stance. You ask General Hyman in the Thursday class, whoever's teaching the Thursday class. I thought we covered it in the Black Watch, but apparently not. All right, Amari Stoudemire, for those of you that don't know, he allegedly hit his daughter. He said he didn't do it. Of course, I'm reiterating and making sure to state that this assault is alleged. And I guess what's noteworthy about it is that Amari Stoudemire, he plays in Israel right now. He plays in the professional league in Israel. And he is he practices Judaism. That's how I would classify him. He's not in the truth, but he observed Judaism and lives in Israel. All right, and proclaims to be an Israelite. All right. Any other questions? Online, you die? Go ahead.
After he also got cut by a precinct officer for $5,000 a bun to the point where he had to block him on Instagram.
He did. That was a while ago, but he did. No sign in Christ. I mean, I'm blocked by a few people. I got blocked by CT Fletcher too. I don't know if you know who that is. A bodybuilding cat. Yeah. Couldn't handle the truth though. That was too much for him. He said that his dad was a pastor and then blocked me. We got a few, famous cuts, so-called famous cuts, if you will. All right. The show must go on. Any questions in the room? No questions in the room? All right, let's go back to where were we at? Ecclesiastes 33. Ecclesiastes 33 and 8. Let's go back there. If there are no questions, I'm going to go ahead and continue going on my topic. All right.
You didn't want 43 and 2?
43 and 2. Yeah, let's get that. So what Christmas actually is the worship of the sun. That doesn't matter to many people, but what you have to show them is that while we celebrate these pagan holidays, many of our people are dying. Many of our families being broken up. Women cheating on men buying prostitutes, murder, theft, stealing of Amazon packages. Can't even get a shipment of your vitamins or what have you in around this time. It's going to get stolen off your front goddamn porch, man. In Philly, what do they have to do? Didn't they have to make a new task force or something for this? The DA is going to take these cases more seriously because it's happening all over the city. Leave a package outside if you want to, okay? Your package will end up in Kensington, okay, at A.R. Ab's house, Salakia. All right, go ahead.
Go ahead and read. Ecclesiastes 43 verse 2. The sun, when it appeared, declaring at its rising, a marvelous instrument.
It's a marvelous instrument. It is an instrument, a tool. The sun affects many things here on this earth, as the moon does. Go ahead.
The work of the Most High.
It's the work of who?
The Most High.
Most High is not to be worshipped, man. And that's the truth about Christmas. That's the truth about Christmas. Christmas doesn't pay your rent. Christmas doesn't put our families back together. Christmas doesn't fix the community. Christmas doesn't give reparations. Christmas does nothing. You get my point? Christmas it's a worthless holiday. It's a holiday that we die in. We overdose in. That we, freeze to death in. That's what Christmas is, and that's all Christmas is. All right. Drop that. Take me to Wisdom of Solomon. Let's go to the Wisdom of Solomon, the 14th chapter. And I want Wisdom of Solomon 14 and second. No, I want Wisdom of Solomon 14.
No, I was talking about the 15th verse, where it says the father afflicted.
Go ahead.
Wisdom of Solomon 14, verse 15. For a father afflicted with untimely mourning, when he had made an image of his child soon taken away, now honored him as a god, which was then a dead man, and delivered to those who were under him ceremonies and sacrifices.
That's how Christ that's how his identity was stolen, and he was transformed into a so-called white man, a beach boy, okay? A man that looks like a follower of Charles Manson. Looks like a guy you'd see leaned over there in Kensington, Udiah,
Right.
or on Girard somewhere, not like the Son of God, all right? Not like the Savior. All right, the true Lord of Lords and King of Kings was a so-called black man, all right, according to the Bible. That's just the simple truth. A guy named Pope Alexander VI saw that after his son, was it Caesar Borgia, died, had his two gay lovers, two members of the LGBTQ community, Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci, two men that you've heard of, who've been dead for half a millennium, like 500-600 years, painted Caesar Borgia as Jesus Christ. Now, when your mother, your grandmom, your child's mother sees Jesus Christ, she sees a white man with long hair, some cat that looks like he'd be surfing on a beach out there outside of Malibu, okay, or high on heroin out in Skid Row in Los Angeles. Not the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. The Christ, according to the Bible, is a black man, as I said before, with woolly hair and nappy hair. And when he returns, he's going to be taller than all the rest, a giant returning to the earth. And they're going to be mad as hell, say he's loitering and all kinds of stuff because a black man's returning. All right? They're going to be shocked when they see Christ come back. Shocked. That's why they have the Space Force set up now. Who are they monitoring in space? The Romanians, the Russians, the Chinese? Who's coming from outer space? The Martians, the Tin Men? No. Jesus Christ and his holy angels, who are also so-called black, dark-skinned, with many different forms that they can take, and immense power to destroy this place. All right? And that's what they're worried about. Keep reading.
Verse 16. Thus, in process of time, an ungodly custom grown strong was kept as law.
Right, and over the process of time, an ungodly custom. Christmas was an ungodly custom. At one time, kept in the Roman Empire, they mixed, the Yule log. That's why in every Christmas story you see fires and fireplaces. Those logs that they have in those fires or fireplaces are synonymous with the Yule log. And the burning of the Yule log was worshiping some stupid Celtic god. What you have to understand is that these holidays are typically mixing of different idiotic customs. I don't want to say the R word for the YouTube algorithm, but it's a mix of idiotic customs. The Yule log, the mistletoe, that mistletoe as well. You can just Google all this. Mistletoe was believed to be an aphrodisiac, like Molly. You hand a woman, Molly or ecstasy or something, and what they say is that it gets her more, sexually loose. They had aphrodisiacs, similar aphrodisiacs back in the day. One of them was called mistletoe. Mistletoe was boiled up and it was drunk like a potion, and that potion was said to get people, more involved, interested in sex, more sexually excited, and that's why people kiss under the mistletoe. It's pointless. Kissing under the mistletoe doesn't make your relationship stronger. How do we know? Because in America, marriage ends in divorce 1 out of 2 times. But 100% of those people, they kissed under that mistletoe. Oh boy, kissed under that mistletoe, and it didn't do a damn thing to the relationship. All right, Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez, they went under a mistletoe, so lock you. And so did DaBaby and Meg Thee Stallion, and so did Ben Simmons, and so did everybody. So what point is it? There's no point in it. All right, but we need to be focused on what we need to take into our minds. What we need to sacrifice for is the truth, man. Truly, a lot of people in our nation, Blacks, Latinos, and First Nations, sacrificed for this holiday. They went on, budget plans, right? Ate fast food, ate gruel, whatever they had to eat. Took their paycheck and saved half of it, suffered, Instead of getting Ubers, they took the bus, the SEPTA. We have this our transportation system here in Philadelphia. Took the SEPTA, took the L instead of taking Ubers everywhere. Suffered for this holiday. We should do the same thing. We should want to do the same thing for the truth. We should want to do the same thing for our brothers and sisters, man. We should want to do the same thing to come together as a nation, because that's more important. That's where true freedom lies, in having a nation, an independent nation, your own people. Go ask the Chinese. They've got a whole section called Chinatown in every major city on the planet, not just in America. You go to Kiev right now, there's some Chinese selling, 4 chicken wings and fried rice, or whatever the hell Ukrainians eat. Okay? Gruel and slop, all right, with vodka is what they eat over there. And Chinese are serving up the Chinese-Ukrainian version of gruel and slop with a little General Tso's on the top. That's what's going on. Why? Because they are together. They are unified. You see what I'm saying? They've come together and collected and gathered themselves together under one, ideology, if you will, for their people. We should be able to, we can do the same thing. All right? Keep reading the Wisdom of Solomon.
Engraven images were worshipped by the commandments of kings.
Engraven images were worshipped by the commandments of kings. That's really the only reason that we celebrate it as so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. We celebrate it because it's a command. It's a holiday. According to America, you get a day off from work. Really, that's what it's about. Really, that's what it's about. It's a day off from work, a day off from slaving 16 hours a day, a day off from having to, pick the kids, grab the kids, take the kids to daycare, pick the kids up, go back home, cook for the kids, eat, then go back to it again in a couple hours, or go to your second job. That's what it's about, a day off for slaves. But our life has to be more than that, man. We have to be willing to sacrifice to make our lives more than just slaving to make another man rich and then dying. Read on.
Whom men could not honor in presence because they dwelt far off.
They couldn't honor him in presence. They can't honor him in presence in Japan. After they dropped the nuclear bomb in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, you know what else they dropped? Pamphlets of white Jesus. They didn't teach you that in school, did they? After they dropped the atomic bomb on Japan, they dropped pamphlets of Caesar Borgia, of the white man, or the oppressor that they claim is Jesus Christ. They dropped that from the sky right after. You don't want this to happen again? Here's who you worship. They showed that to the Native Americans and the slaves as well. You better love Christmas, because what I didn't read there in that excerpt, all the slaves did not like Christmas or these holidays. They don't tell you that also. All so-called black people were not jumping up, wearing matching Christmas outfits, all right, on Christmas. They were not all with it, but they were made to stick with it or to observe it at the force of the sword. And, for practical reasons, it was their only day off, man, for the Native Americans as well, right? Some man in power said that this is the day that you give your woman a gift, and we hop up and do it. Same thing for Valentine's Day. Some man in power said this is the day that you love your family. In many of our households, there's nothing but dysfunction, disarray, and chaos all the other 364, 363 some odd days of the year. But for whatever reason, during Thanksgiving and Christmas, the slave master, the devil, says, now it's time. Now it's time to come together. Go ahead.
I got an image up on the screen, sir. That's demonstrates why we should celebrate Christmas, sir. The class can see it too.
Yeah, this is Christmas right here. Two so-called Negroes, a man and I believe that's his woman, right? Man and his woman, old in age, as you can see, with Santa Claus, hand in hand, and the Klan behind them. That's who celebrates Christmas as well. And Black Lives Matter, man, you should be ashamed of yourselves. You led a silly movement for a few years. You did nothing but ruin a few so-called Caucasians' meals. You tipped over a few damn dinner tables. You tipped over a few dinner tables and knocked a couple windows out like it was like you were the new goddamn Black Panthers. But we didn't put away Christmas. We didn't put this away. These people celebrate Christmas, man. Neo-Nazis, the Klansmen, the cops that blow our heads off, all Kyle Rittenhouse, they all celebrate Christmas. What the hell are we doing celebrating Christmas? Give me that fact as well. You are 130 times more likely to be killed by a cop than a terrorist. Pull that up for me. Pull that up for me, and watch the tears flow. Do Google cops more likely to kill you than terrorists? All right, I believe that is a fact. The ratio may be a little different, but the police, you're more likely to be killed by the police than by the Taliban or ISIS or Al Qaeda or the Northern Alliance. or whatever other radical group is out there on the earth. Go ahead, Yedai. Read it aloud.
Because the Cato at Liberty, it says you're 8 times more likely to be killed by a police officer than a terrorist.
8 times. I think that's low. I heard 130, but we can do more research to find that out. You're 8 times more likely to be killed by a cop. Does that cop bow his head on an Aladdin carpet 5 times a day? Does he praise Allah before he kills you? Nope. He dresses up as Santa Claus. The man that's more likely to kill you is dressed as Santa Claus. The man that's more likely to kill us is follows, worships, observes Christmas. He has a tree in his house, and he gives his little brats Christmas gifts. And he dresses up in ugly Christmas sweaters with his wife. That's who's more likely to kill you. Now you tell us who the real damn terrorist is, man. You tell us that we're wrong. You tell us that we're a damn hate group, and this is ridiculous that we're saying. What we're saying is the truth, man. But the truth, when it is first said, is often crazy. It's often perceived as crazy because everyone is living in a lie. It's like the movies. Similar to the movie. I'm not going to reference movies because that's not what we do here, all right? But it's similar to the story where everyone believes in a lie, and there's that one person who has it all right, and in the end, the people see, oh, you were right, man. But in many cases, sadly, it's too late. That's it right there. And the cop that murders us, the cop that put his knee on George Floyd's neck, the cop that murdered that brother in Ohio, killed him in his sleep because they said he had a gun in it. He's sleeping, but he's got a gun. So he can, do some ninja move and shoot him in his sleep. They killed him in his sleep, man. The cops that killed Breonna Taylor, they all say Merry Christmas, man. They all say Merry Christmas. It's insane, man. Insane. Read on. You can take that picture down, by the way.
Sir. They took the counterfeit of his visage from far and made an express image of a king whom they honored to the end, that their forwardness, that they might flatter him that was absent, as if he were present.
That's all it's about. It's about flattering the people in charge. Who's in charge right now? The so-called Caucasians, the oppressors of the earth. They're in charge. And to please them, to appease them, we do the same thing. That's one of the main reasons that so-called gang culture is as murderous as it is, because we're trying to be the next Sopranos. We're trying to be the next mob. Problem is that it's not going to happen for us. There will be no 5 Negro families, all right, running the damn drug trade. Never going to happen because the Lord punishes us for our wickedness. We try to be Italians. We try to be, the French and Russians and the so-called Jew making, these mafias and murdering up and down the streets of America, etc. It's not going to work, man. That's what we do. Murder is their culture. Getting high, getting covered in tattoos, you die. Remember, tattoos was only, rock stars and prostitutes got tattoos that were doing heroin. It was to cover the injection sites. That's what those coloring book tattoos that you see all over the neck and the wrist. That was to cover the injection sites where they were shooting up in the neck. And you get serious, shooting up in the wrist and all that. They covered it with tattoos. Now everybody's getting tattoos because they think they look tough with tattoos, man. All right, just a colored lollipop. All right, is what many of us look like with a bunch of damn tattoos on. It's a joke, man. It's their culture. We need to put our culture on. Their culture comes with drug addiction, death, all right? STDs, running rampant. You have the quotes that I sent you. He's going to show you what Christmas is truly about, as I've said before. Prove to you what Christmas is truly about, all right? Keep reading.
Sir. Verse 18. Also the singular diligence of the artificer did help set forward the ignorant to more superstition.
Drop down to verse 20.
Verse 20. And so the multitude of the Lord, by the grace of the work, took him now for a god, which had a little before was but honored as a man. You
took him for a god. You took Santa Claus as a god. Santa Claus is a representation of a man named Saint Nicholas. Can you pull up an image of Saint Nicholas? Look up Saint Nicholas, black man. All right, so the real Saint Nicholas was a so-called Negro who was a bishop of Myra. The bishop of Myra. Myra was a town in Turkey, and there were two girls, there were 2 sisters that were going to go into a life of prostitution because their father owed a debt. So on some day in the year, St. Nicholas took 2 bags of money, gold, I believe it was, threw it through the window into the house. The sacks of money landed, and of course the family was like, this is a miracle. You know, now my sisters, my daughters, excuse me, aren't going to have to sell their bodies. Now it's done freely and cheaply on OnlyFans. Again, shows the type of world that we're living in. This is the end, man. The lifestyle that many women and men would run from or would be forced into out of, you know, economic desperation, and in many other countries, women go into out of economic desperation. In this country, they just go into it just to pass the time, you guys. You know, some of them, they have full-time jobs and asking you to pay for pictures of their feet. And a lot of us, okay, you know, can't deal with a woman in real life. You got to go type it in on a computer. So lucky. I don't want to get too graphic, but it's a shame, man. Go out, go to the mall, right? Get some of that, what's that, Captain Desariac? What's this oil called?
Carl Gas.
Get some of that Carl gas on you, all right? Shield, whatever. Rock it out in the mall. Go talk to sisters, man. Go talk to so-called Black, Latina, First Nations women, and get you some, get something real. But this is the real Saint Nick. This is a accurate depiction of him. He was a so-called black man, all right, who lived in Turkey. As you know, many of our people, we lived in Europe as well as Eurasia, if you are Asia, parts of Asia during the time of the Dark Ages. So-called blacks ruled the Byzantine Empire up until it was conquered by the Ottoman Turks, who were Edomites, so-called Caucasians, as well as Arabs as well, mixed in. All right, largely it was an Arab empire that observed Islam. But this is Saint Nick. This is the man right here. Again, doesn't look anything like Santa Claus of today. All right, they took Saint Nicholas, mixed him with Odin, who is the Germanic god, all right, who flies through the sky in reindeer and punishes bad people and whatever else. Who also the Nazis worshipped Odin as well, a so-called Jew. Nazis worshipped Odin, but notice, you die, the so-called Jew is not boycotting Christmas. Don't buy any of my products on Christmas. It's worshipped by a Germanic god. The Nazis worship the same gods, again, as so-called black people who claim they're not racist, who are against Kanye. If you were against what Kanye said about Hitler, you shouldn't have celebrated Christmas. Because the Nazis worship the same gods that are celebrated in Christmas, man. Wasn't Shannon Sharp upset? Shannon Sharp shouldn't have celebrated Christmas, man. Because the Nazis celebrated Christmas. They worship Odin, who, with this man right here, mixed together, made Santa Claus. All right? This was the man that was charitable. This was the man that gave to the poor. All right? He was not in the truth. I want to reiterate that. Some people say he was in the truth. This man was not in the truth. All right? The pieces of the truth that were left were gone. However, he did stick up for the poor of his people in that city. All right? And gave monies to these two sisters so that they would not have to go into a life of prostitution. That is most likely the most accurate story. However, there's conflicting stories that people have. The most accurate story, though, is that he gave money to these two girls to not go into a life of prostitution. That's the real Saint Nick right there. All right? But again, he was changed to fit the image of the people in charge. All right? Read on. Wisdom of Solomon.
Verse 21. And this was an occasion to deceive the world, for men serving either calamity or tyranny.
Stop. Men serving what?
Serving either calamity or tyranny.
That's what we're serving. Calamity or tyranny. Economic tyranny. Consumer debt going through the roof. Swiping credit cards like the damn city girls. Okay? And running that bill up into oblivion, Officer Yediah. No, bro. Swiping. Okay? Swiping like crazy with those damn credit cards, running consumer debt up in this damn country. Serving either tyranny, okay, which is what we go under in Christmas. We can't even afford rent. Christmas gifts. Try to afford rent in New York. Try to afford rent. Just try to afford rent in the city we live in. Not Section 8, not government assistance. Try to just live on our own. We can't even do that. This place is so oppressive that many people, there's a large contingent of this society that can't even obtain a dwelling on their own. That's what you need to live. Many people can't obtain that. But they've said to these same people and people across this country, yeah, celebrate Christmas. Put a tree in your house. Oh, you backed up in your mortgage? The housing market collapsed? It's fine. Put a tree in your house. You can't afford a house, so we have to give you money. You can't afford to rent, so we have to give you, government help. That's fine. Put a tree in your house. It's a tyranny, man. It's oppressive to tell people in this country, but specifically at this time, to go off and buy a bunch of these damn gifts, man. These PS5, these PlayStations you die aren't what they used to be. I got a PlayStation 1 for what? That was the last time I played video games too. PlayStation 2. I stopped the PlayStation 2, brother. Salakia. PlayStation 2, I got that for $200. What's a PlayStation 5 now? And PlayStation 2, that was new. Like I got it from GameStop, saved my money up. You know what I mean? $200. Boom. What is a PlayStation 5? Say it again. Say it.
If the Lord is with you,
He said, "The Lord's with you. The Lord in heaven is with you." $500 for a new video game. That is oppression, man. Nothing else besides oppression. And guess how much it costs to put that little plastic box together? $20 maybe over there in China. They lock up some Moabites in a shop and work them till they kill themselves or commit suicide. No, it doesn't cost any money to make that stuff. None. All you need is an internet connection, and really that thing should be $150, $200 if they weren't so damn greedy and so focused on, maximizing profits. But men serve that tyranny or what? Calamity. Much destruction happens in Christmas. I just read to you two stories. A story where a man was almost drowned on Christmas. Yet we miss a period on Christmas. This holiday is so tyrannical that many women miss periods during Christmas, man. Celebrate or preparing for Christmas. It is so stressful that many women, and to the point that they've documented it, miss their monthlies. That's how much of a sacrifice we make to celebrate Christmas. That's how tyrannical and oppressive it is. You have to show me a diet where women miss periods setting up the Passover. It's mostly laid on us. So lucky. I remember being in New York setting up the Passover. My phone was jumping, you die. I had to get two phones, all right, to follow the orders, to complete the orders, to set up the Passover. It's stressful, but that stress is placed on men. Why? Because men can handle it. Christmas is oppressive also in the fact that it puts all these burdens on women that they don't need to be put on them. Like a lot of women have the idea of Disney in their minds. And so the Christmas has to be perfect. This thing has to be here. This has to be there. I have to buy this gift that I can't afford. That gift that I can't afford. The husband has to get this. The husband has to give me this. I need this. I need that. He missed a damn period over this. Serving either calamity or tyranny. Read it, Yediah. Go ahead, brother.
Why you might miss a period over Christmas?
Over what?
Over Christmas.
They're not pregnant, Yediah. Okay? They haven't been impregnated. This is over Christmas tyranny. We just read it. Men serving either tyranny or calamity, missing a period. I don't think that's very good for your reproductive health system, ladies. I'm not a gynecologist. All right, Salakia. However, it is safe to assume, without being a medical professional, that missing a period can have a great effect on your reproductive health system. Tyranny or calamity. Read on. Please.
They say that Christmas is the most wonderful time of the year. However, the festival period in 2020 is shaping up to look a little different. While you might not be able to have all of your relatives over for game night or dinner, it's likely you've had to think about ordering gifts in advance and negotiating whether you can go home and see elderly relatives. This can pile up on the stress and affect your health. Mm-hmm. But why might you miss a period over Christmas? Your mind may jump to pregnancy, but the stress associated with the festive period may be the culprit.
Stress associated during the festive period may be the culprit. Men serving either tyranny, oppression, or calamity, destruction. That's what this holiday is about. That's what they've erected. This is what they've erected as a holiday, national holiday. These same fools will tell you they love women. This data is out here, Yediah, right? This data is out here. Where are the feminists at when these sorts of reports come out? Why aren't the feminists boycotting Christmas? If you love women, you would tell them they shouldn't celebrate Christmas, man. It can be harmful to your reproductive health, right? Don't they make all these claims about abortion? You can't afford the child. Child should be born in this world, this and that. Where are the facts on this, on Christmas? Where's the studies on the number of women who miss a period and you die? If they're missing a period, what else could happen? They could miscarry over gifts, over Santa, over a fat Caucasian that doesn't exist. You're gonna lose your child over a fat man that doesn't exist. Ho ho ho, winging through the sky. You're gonna potentially lose your child, miss a period over doorbuster sales. But again, you die. We hate women. That's us. No. I'm twat. We up here rolling around, Salaki. And my brother. But we hate women, right? We're the cult. We're the people that are so against women, etc. They're against women, man. You celebrate Christmas, you hate women by this account. It has a direct effect on their period. We're the feminists. Where's the LGBTQ community at? Or any other group that claims to, despise men and say women should be given rights in this country? They should. We're giving women rights. Rights to not miss a goddamn period. Now, how hateful is that, Yediah? How hateful is that, brother? Get me where the Lord says I hate. Give me Amos 5:21. This is why the Lord says he hates and despises your feast days. I do it for the kids. I do it for this. I do it for that. We really have no idea how detrimental disobeying God's orders are. Before I read this, many of you didn't know that. The women straight up and down miss periods. And if they're pregnant, if they're that stressful, that baby can go. Miscarriage. We need to do a study on that, Yediah. We got scientists, a scientist in the building. We need to do a study on black women in America, so-called black, Latino, First Nations women, miscarrying during winter. The numbers may be startling. Read the precept, Amos 5:21.
Amos chapter 5, verse 27.
21.
I despise your feast days.
See, that's all we needed to know, Yediah. I despise your feast days. Now, I like to go into the nitty-gritty of things, research this fact, that fact, etc. But I despise your feast days, that should have been it. Someone shouldn't have to sit up here and tell you you're going to miss a period. You're going to lose your child over doorbuster sales. Someone shouldn't have to yell that at you at 8 o'clock at night, Yediah, on a Monday. But sadly, we do. Why? Because we don't get the point. This is directly affecting our health, and it is a holiday of death and destruction across this country, and stealing and STDs. I despise your feast days. Christmas is made the hell up. We've been telling you that for the past hour now. Christ was born in the springtime. St. Nicholas, the real St. Nick, was a so-called black man who didn't ride through the sky in reindeer. Reindeer don't fly. There's no fat man coming down the chimney to give gifts, and Santa Claus isn't real. How do we expect our kids to respect us if we lie to them from youth? What else can we not trust about our parents? That's what a child is thinking, man. Lying directly to a child. If you love your child, don't tell them Santa Claus is real, because he's not. Tell him he or she needs to behave to get gifts, or they don't get any gifts, and teach them some damn discipline. You got people running up and down this country believing that they can get a gift no matter what they do. That's a damn lie, man. You should be rewarded for good behavior. That's what you should be rewarded for. I despise your feast days. Go ahead.
And I will not smell in your solemn assembly.
And I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. The Lord's not going to smell that. You're so stressed out, you didn't bleed for the month. But God's going to smell those ham that you stopped bleeding to make. The turkey that's affected your reproductive system. That stuff's got to wash out, Yediah. That's got to come out to keep it fresh. It's not happening in Christmas. Christmas is making it reek. Salaki, building up backup up there. Christmas is terrible, man. Terrible for women's health and terrible for the health of the Negro, Latino, and First Nation here in this country and abroad. Go ahead, sister. You had your hand up.
What does it mean when it says solemn?
Solemn would be serious. Synonymous with serious. So Christmas is a solemn assembly. It's serious. President celebrates it. You go to church. It's a meaning. It's a holiday that they give a lot of meaning to, right? The country shuts down. You couldn't get a bagel in this damn country yesterday, Yediah. I was trying to drive around. And to hell with Christmas, man. I want some grub. Couldn't go anywhere to get some damn grub, man. All my spots were closed down. couldn't get some grub. Daniela couldn't get some fresh, fresh milk. Like milk, a little bit of cookies here and there. You know what I mean? Or with my cake. Couldn't even get a damn steak. It's holidays evil, man. Holidays evil. The one thing to close down for the Sabbath, one thing to close down for the Passover. You die. Stores, businesses are closing down. I can't get my bagels I can't get my grub, whatever I want to get. I can't get that because they're closing down because they think some guy's going to fly around the sky and drop gifts. That's a damn joke, man. And it is part of the reason why America is going to be destroyed because we give these silly holidays credence that mean nothing. Again, Santa Claus didn't pay rent. If Santa Claus was real, why the hell didn't you drop a missile defense system in Ukraine? You love Ukraine, right? Why didn't Santa Claus give Volodymyr Zelensky, the actor, also the gay actor, that's for another class, you guy, the gay actor, Volodymyr Zelensky, why wasn't he given a gift? Why didn't Santa Claus sign the check for $45 billion? Why does America have to sign it? Because Santa Claus isn't real. Santa Claus doesn't exist. Get me the article on STDs, you die. Here's another fact about Christmas, the most wonderful time of the year. Women miss periods. Let's get another good fact on Christmas, you die. It's the first one I sent you. Go ahead. Go ahead, brother.
What to expect if you catch an STD at the work Christmas party?
Click the art. Does it show the extra? Yeah, sure. Read that part.
It says, what to expect if you catch an STD at the work's Christmas party? For anyone unlucky enough to pick up an STD at the work's Christmas party, bad news that the festival period is the busiest time of the year for sexual health clinics.
For who?
For sexual health clinics.
Sexual health clinics also see a boost in members. New members, new followers of Christmas, new worshipers of Santa Claus, full of crabs, have more syphilis in their body than Al Capone. Okay? Got literal crabs and spiders crawling around their nether regions. That's the fruit. Those are the real fruits of Christmas. We're talking about what Christmas gives the masses of people. We read about missed periods and STDs. I didn't read about rents paid. I didn't read about new missile defense systems for Ukraine. They say they love Ukraine so much. That's another topic. Ukraine has to pay every dollar that they're sending Ukraine. You die. They've got to pay all of that back. None of that is free. They're going to enslave. They're going to have new slaves. You can call them the Ukrainians. All right. When this is all said and done. But however, I digress. All that was given right to him. However, it wasn't given to him by Santa Claus. Santa Claus hands nothing out but STDs and missed periods. That's what I'm getting here, you die. The gifts you get from your parents. Or in Ukraine's case, the gifts you get from your daddy, America. Or your whore, America. All right? But Santa Claus hands nothing out except missed periods, possible miscarriages, and more STDs, all right, than a party in the Vatican City. Continue.
Come. It will take longer to get an appointment, diagnose, and cure STD, and the new year could involve letting a blissful, unaware colleague they need to get themselves checked out.
So they got to get checked out. You catch STD at the work party, all right, and they said the sexual health clinics are the busiest during Christmas. You catch an STD, your visit that you'll need to get proper antibiotics can be delayed. You know what can happen if you have an STD that's untreated? Your days of bringing new children to earth are done. Okay, could possibly be done. Not to mention the damage you can have in your body. Not to mention with some of these STDs you die, they don't get treated. They spread to the other parts of your body and wreak havoc on your body. But again, you die. There's high rates of cancer in this country. Oh boy, I wonder why. I wonder the hell why. This is a joke, man. Like no one's going to be shocked when this place is destroyed. When this place is destroyed, the earth's going to be able to rest, man. Because fools won't feel tempted to swipe their credit card, run their credit card debt up, and only get STDs in return. All right? And missed periods. And death and destruction and theft. Is that it on that article?
What's the deal?
That's good enough. You get the point. When are we ending the class, you die? Got no.
He was giving it around like 8:30 for the show. But I don't know.
We'll keep the same routine then. Keep it the same every time. So we'll do 8:30. All right. Any questions online? Type your questions in. Anything you want to know on this topic, type it in. Police officer 5,000 a bun. Holding down the class tonight for 12 Shield General Hyman. Any questions? Type your questions in. This class is sponsored by the like button. Smash the like button. It's also sponsored by the share button. Share and subscribe to One West Isupk Online classes, giving you the greatest content on God's green earth about the truth of the Bible. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and First Nations are God's chosen people, and we would rather that you celebrate holidays that commemorate our victory rather than celebrating holidays that cause you to miss periods and get STDs. All right, simple trade you die. I don't think it's too crazy. I don't think it's something that a cult would ask, but the world sees it differently. All right, can you read me the next article?
Money worries. Money worries and mental health at Christmas. Christmas is a tough time for many people when financial worries can stop you from enjoying the festivities. Find out about the effects that the festival period can have on your finances and your mental health, as well as ways you can combat the stress of the season. So
a ton of mental health issues pop up, are exasperated during the holiday season. Why? Because many people are celebrating a holiday that they simply cannot afford and cannot handle. All right? And that's what it truly means in Wisdom of Solomon 14:21, where it says, and this was an occasion to deceive the world, for men serving either calamity or tyranny. We've proved that clearly, Yediah. All these holidays are about is calamity. All they produce is calamity or tyranny, economic tyranny. Literal tyranny, if you're a man, you're in a house, the woman, nobody in the house respects you. Say, yeah, whatever, Dad. Your kids calling you by your first name, woman not respecting you. But on December 25th, they all expect you to bring them goddamn gifts, Yediah, or you're getting cheated on and your kids are leaving you. Okay? Calamity or tyranny. Did ascribe unto stones and stocks the uncommunicable name. You ascribe God and the Savior, the King of Kings, to a damn tree, an evergreen tree. It's going to light the whole house on fire, kill everybody in the damn house. I thought, you keep flammable objects away from electrical sockets, Daniela. Apparently, all fire safety goes out the damn window for a holiday. All fire safety, remember that? Officer Yediah, Smokey Bear says stop, drop, and roll. Avoid forest fires. Don't keep flammables near your sockets, electrical sockets. That goes out the damn window. All right? For a disgusting holiday, man. That's not in the damn Bible. For a holiday, it's not in the Bible. Shalom. All right, let's keep going. Wisdom of Solomon 14. We're at 22 now. Any questions online? Type your questions in, all right? We're wrapping this class up shortly. You have a question, Malaki? Okay. Good to go?
You want to go back to the article? You want to go back to Wisdom of Solomon?
Huh?
I think that was the end of Wisdom of Solomon.
It's not the end of Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon 14. We're still at 22. Let's get the next article.
No, you were.
Yeah, let's get the next article that I sent you.
Why do some women feel a murderous rage at Christmas?
What? A what?
Why do some women feel a murderous rage at Christmas?
Why do some women feel a murderous rage in Christmas, Daniela? A murderous rage. This is an oppressive holiday, man. This is an oppressive holiday. Read the article.
A lot of women don't enjoy Christmas because they're so busy making it fabulous for everyone else.
Go ahead.
Khan says psychotherapist Stella O'Malley, author of Bulletproof Kids, who refers to the festive season as the mental load on women.
It's mental load on who?
On women.
Right. Now, in our school, we don't have women to prepare our holidays. Okay? We've got cojones in here. All right. And we take charge. We set it up. We give the orders out, and everyone else follows. But in your world, right, in the world of the Christians, apparently women run the show during Christmas. Okay? I wish I would go to a Passover, Yediah, and the Akim are setting it up. Be insane. That would never happen. Not in here. But in Christmas, your woman runs the show. okay, serving either calamity or tyranny, you're under a woman, which is not the natural order of things. The natural order of things is for a man to be in charge. Doesn't mean a woman can't have a job or teach, different subjects in school or what have you. But the role of a man is the role of a leader. Not on Christmas. Women fly into a murderous rage. Why? Because they're put into predicaments. They're put into positions that they weren't built to be in. That's just the fact. Okay? Male and female created he, them. We each had different tasks. Okay? The woman was put under subjection of the man. You get that in Genesis 3:16. All right? The feminists will come back out for this one, though, you die. They'll pop out for this one. They'll ignore that I just read that Christmas causes women to miss their periods. They'll miss that. They've missed that one. I haven't heard that from a feminist here at all. I guess I'm the feminist, then, you die. I guess we're the ones that really love women. You die. And they're just looking for a check and looking to have sex with women, which is really what all the feminism and all that's about. They want to use women, but don't really care about them. And if you care about anyone, you're going to have to be willing to offend them. Right? You've got kids. You care about your kids, right? Sometimes you tell your kids things and they don't like what they've been told or don't want to listen, but they should do it anyway. The same goes for a woman. All right? Why? Because the man is the leader. But for whatever reason in Christmas, it gets flip-flopped and it brings women into a frenzy, puts women into a frenzy. All right? Go ahead, you die. What did I just? No, Genesis 3:16. You got it? You got it. Go on.
Genesis chapter 3, verse 16.
Go ahead.
Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception.
I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. Other mammals, they have a kid, I act like nothing happened. All right, what's going on? Let's get more. Let's go eat grass. What's going on? What's happening? All right, you gotta pay rent here too. Okay, the barn's over here. Women have a kid, man. That is insane. I was there for one of them, brother. Know what I was looking. I thought a zombie was coming out. So what the hell is going on here? I do not listen. It's a sight to see, man. It's a sight to see. You grab her hand if you want to. Snap that goddamn thing like a twig. Okay. This is the origin. This is where it comes from. I'll greatly multiply thy sorrow. What do a lot of women get? Postpartum depression. All right. Go ahead.
In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children.
In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children. It's what I just mentioned. A woman is extremely moody during the time of her pregnancy, particularly towards the end. She's worried about losing the child, trying to make sure that the child has everything that she needs, and he or she needs, and hormones are in up and down, roller coaster. All right, read on.
And thy desire shall be to thy husband.
Whoa. Hold on. What?
And thy desire shall be to thy husband.
And thy desire shall be to thy husband. Here's another unknown fact in the world. Women only do what we allow. I'll say that again. Women only do what we allow. The thottery and looseness that's going on online is done because there's a sect of men called simps, or in this space, in the truth, we call them wicked men, that want that. There's a market for it. There is no market for, showing your behind and getting 1,000 likes. Women would stop overnight. That would stop overnight. The woman posted a picture. Her brother said, can you cook biscuits? Cheddar bake, please. I want an apple crumb pie. How can you make your tea, though? You put honey in it, or do you put sugar? I like my tea with Splenda because I'm cutting, Danielle. Okay, I'm cutting, so I like my tea with Splenda, not with sugar. All right, that went on. In a couple posts, she'll look like Sojourner Truth, cooking out of cast iron. The pots I like, cast iron. All right, ceramic, what have you. Okay, and same goes for the so-called West Indian. The ackee and saltfish will be slamming. Women largely only do what we allow. All right, so we don't. If there's no taste for it or appetite for it, women won't do that. This is the precept for it right here. Every woman follows a man. A wicked woman follows society. A good woman will follow what you put in her head because you are righteous. All right? Thy desire shall be to thy husband. A husband is a man. All right? Many women in the world, their man is Instagram. Mark Zuckerberg. Old Zuck is their man. Salakia. Or who's that cat that ran Twitter? Dorsey or Elon Musk. That's their man. Whatever he allows on that platform, that's what in the hell they do. All right? Thy desire shall be to thy husband. Read on.
And he shall rule over thee.
He will do what?
And he shall rule over thee.
Shall rule over thee. for whatever reason during Christmas, the woman's in charge of setting everything up. And it's a complete catastrophe, all right, in many cases. And two, what does it do, you die? Give me that part, murderous rage.
Sir. Why do some women feel a murderous rage at Christmas?
Murderous rage. A murderous rage. Why? Because they're put in a position that's unnatural, a position of the leader, a position of setting something up. In our school, we're not Simpson here, okay? In our school, we set things up. We give the orders. And for example, the Passover, women do help set up the Passover. You know what they do? They cook bread, all right? But who's in charge of setting the thing up and decorating it and getting the number of chairs? It's a whole long process of stuff you have to do to set up a Passover. How do I know? Because I've helped set one up. Shout out headquarters, all right? Shout out Captain Nazaria, all right? Back in the days of the Passovers being in New York City. I hope we can get back to that, all right? Passovers in New York City. However, I digress, all right? This year it's going to be Raleigh, North Carolina. A little shameless plug here. Got the Passover. Is it the 54th? Is it 50? I'm not going to say it. It's the Lord's annual Passover, the only Passover that you should go to. 54th annual Passover, Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. This year it's going to be in Raleigh, North Carolina, down home, Raleigh, North Carolina. I'll be sure to try out some barbecue. I've heard North Carolina have some slamming barbecue. All right, and then head down to South Carolina to see the folks. Okay, down there in South Carolina, I've got people close to the border, so it shouldn't be too far. Nonetheless, however, let's get back to the topic, all right. The topic is women fly into a murderous rage during Christmas because they are put in charge of setting it up. Well, it shouldn't be the case. All right? It should not be the case. All right? Take me back to Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 22. Officer, you die.
Oh, God. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 14 and verse 22. Moreover, this was not enough for them, that they erred in the knowledge of God.
This wasn't enough. Full of STDs, women flying in murderous rages, missing periods. For whatever reason, they got to set this up, put the tree here, do this, do that, cook this, cook that, setting everything up. That wasn't enough. Like you would think with all the packages being stolen, maybe we shouldn't celebrate this. I'm not saying ordering packages is wrong, but all these packages being stolen, people getting shot in the head in hotels in Center City, okay? Maybe something isn't right. People are freezing to death on the streets of Buffalo, going to get milk and eggs, and are left rendered and turned to an ice pop, okay? To a real life ice pop, face down the street in a street with 3 feet of snow in it in Buffalo. Okay? Winter storms killed like 20 people. There was a cat right around here in the suburbs, a tree fell on it. I drove past, said, yeah, this tree fell on somebody and killed somebody. Brother, this tree was about as wide as the damn street. It was insane, the size of this damn tree. The whole thing fell on this Edomite, fell on him and crushed him. They pulled him out the car, took him to the hospital. By the time he got there, he was dead. Merry goddamn Christmas, man. That's what happens during these holidays. And it's clear to see. It's clear as day. Continue to die.
But whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance.
Lived in the what?
They lived in the great war of ignorance.
The great war of ignorance. That's what we're seeing here. The great war of ignorance. Islam, Christianity, this holiday, that holiday. Right? LGBTQ versus Christians. Great war of ignorance. Go ahead.
Thus, so great plagues call they peace.
Those so great plagues, they call peace. We read about all the STDs. We read about women missing their period, which could also mean potentially miscarrying if they had a child. All those plagues, they called peace. They called it the most wonderful time of the year. This is terrible, man. These holidays are terrible. New Year's is another terrible holiday where, again, our friends get killed, more people freeze to death, get crushed by trees, etc. Read on.
Verse 23. For which they slew their children in sacrifices.
Destroy their children in these sacrifices, man. Read on.
Or used secret ceremonies, or made revelings of strange rites.
Revelings of strange rites, a Christmas party, Christmas carols. Strange rites. Terrible. No melody, nothing. Read on.
They kept neither lives nor marriages any longer undefiled.
Oh boy, Yediah. Make the stallion. Make the mare. Make the mule. Make the donkey. Honk, honk. These people don't keep their marriages undefiled.
Right.
Merry Christmas, man. Merry goddamn Christmas and Happy New Year. That's what happens. Calamity, tyranny. You see all these words? None of this is good. None of this is rent paid, Malakia. None of this is families reconstructed. None of this includes nations getting free from slavery. What do we read in here? Calamity, tyranny, marriage is undefiled. Your woman cheating on you. Okay? Sleeping with the whole Sixers basketball team. If that woman slept with Ben Simmons was trash. Now we know why. When did that happen, Yediah? When did he start to slouch? When did his productivity slow down with the Sixers? People would same year. He got that Meg the Mule syndrome. Okay. I was missing every damn shot. Blew the Sixers' chances at the NBA Finals. Weren't they in the playoffs and everyone was complaining about him that year? Yeah. Dealing with a whore. That's what was going on behind the scenes. Couldn't hit his free throw because he's too busy running behind the hot girl. Okay. And got hot hands to do what? To shoot bricks in the playoffs when it counted. That's all we see here, celebrating or worshiping these gods. Lost potential, destruction, calamity, and plague. Read on.
Either one slew another traitorously.
Slew another traitorously. Traitorously. Isn't that what goes on? Christians? How do you expect a Christian not to snitch? God's in their heart, right? Jesus knows their heart. How do you expect them to have any integrity? They don't have any. Christians have no integrity. Christians are about decadence and fulfilling and work and attending to their own lust. He's not going to do time for you. Can't stop smoking cigarettes. He drinks cough syrup. He's going to do time in jail? No, it's not. Drug addicts are concerned. Drug addicts and criminals are concerned with their own end, with their means to an end, not yours. Read on.
Or grieved him by adultery.
Grieved him by adultery. Meg the Stallion. All Tory Lanez had to do is pick up the phone and call my main man, Salakia, priest captain of 13,000 Gadol. He would have got that whole thing straight. 5 minutes. Oh, she slept with who? Oh, she's not yours, brother. She's the community's. That's what I would have told him. I said, she's the community's. You need to leave her alone now. You're going to catch. I would have said he was going to catch a RAPE case. That's what I was told. That's where that was headed. A woman like that, the hot girl summer and all that. And the minute they don't get what they want or the relationship ends, they are not leaving you amicably. Like whores pretend that, oh, it's just sex and that's it. That's go to family court. That's not how that goes down. You do not split up amicably from a whore. They don't just, all right, we had sex and that's it. It's fine. It's just, very rarely does that happen. They can, meanwhile, it's happening. They seek to trap you any way they can. Scriptures say the adulteress seeketh the precious life. They wait outside the hotels the NFL stars are at. All right. Sit courtside with the Sixers. Ben Simmons can't control himself. While he's airballing because he's looking at her. Another man's woman. Airballing the guy one time. Blowing our playoff chances. Ruining my bet. Salakia. Not ruining my bet. I didn't bet. But you get my point. If I had bet, he'd be ruining my bet. Not off of a bad game, Danielle. Not off of the flu like Jordan. Off of looking at some other man's woman. Ben Simmons. It's a damn joke, man. Or grieved him by adultery. That's what goes on in the Christian church and in the Muslim mosque. Read on.
So that there reigned in all men without exception.
Blood, murder. That's what's going on. Read on. Manslaughter, killing one another. Go ahead. Theft, right? Packages. Who's stealing those packages? Is it priests and officers in the Isupk? Yediah? Here's Officer Yediah. Was it 6 o'clock news? Philadelphia. Priest and officer Yediah, the Isupk, seen stealing packages outside of Philadelphia area. No, brother. No, I'm kidding, of course. Christians. Died in the wool. Christians or Muslims. In between prayers, stealing packages, coming back to the mosque with the packages, bowing with the packages, and then trading the packages off in between the 5 or 6 prayers, whatever silly number of prayers that they do to try and one up the true followers of Christ. Read on. And dissimulation. Splitting up, gossiping, talking against each other, beefs with people that you were previously friends with. All right. It's one thing to have a disagreement or call out someone's wickedness, but it's another thing to, just have arguments just because, which is most of what's going on out in the streets. Just arguments just to make arguments. Saying stuff on Twitter just to say stuff, just to make drama, which is really extremely feminine as well. All right. Go ahead.
Corruption,
Corruption. Go ahead.
unfaithfulness,
Unfaithfulness. Snitching. All right? You did something with somebody, you stick it out with them, man. Can't do it. Why? Because they have no integrity. This comes from the religion that many of us observe, Christianity, Christmas. It doesn't matter what you do, right? Whether you're naughty or nice, you're going to get a gift. Boom. It doesn't matter what you did. Judge says you can take this deal. Judge says you admit it's a gang, you can go home, you'll do it. Corruption, man. Go ahead. Unfaithfulness. Read on. Tumults, fights. It's constant fighting. Fighting here, fighting there. Remember that chicken sandwich? That chicken sandwich was like buying Jordans in New York in the 80s. You're bound to get shot over a chicken sandwich. Fried chicken, mayonnaise, and bread. Causing fights, death, beatings. Right? You got jumped. All manner of nonsense went on. Why? Because we're animals? No, it's because the religion that we serve is a religion of decadence. You won't see those behaviors from a brother or sister in this school, man. You won't see those actions from a brother or sister in this school. If it even comes close, you have to stand before the priest of the Most High and explain yourself, man. Your behavior will be corrected, or you'll get the hell out of here.
Right.
Go ahead.
Perjury.
Perjury. Lying. Right? Which is what they did in that court with, I don't want to keep talking about it because this really means nothing. But the whole Meg the Stallion means nothing in the grand scheme of things. It's a good lesson. But, it's, the Meg the Stallion, Tory Lanez, that happens every day. You can drive right to family court. You'll see that play out 15 times a day. The judge gets tired of it. You wonder why the judge is so rude to you. The judge has seen your story. The judge has seen your story 15, 20 times. All right? 15, 20 times. Perjury. All right? Someone pick it up. We're at Wisdom of Solomon 14. Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 26. All right?
I got to head up, sir. This is 8:30.
Head up. All right. So with that, I pass the class over to Priest Officer of 1000, Danny Olive. Water for tuning in.
This is the ISUPK security announcement. The ISUPK started out